What is up, you guys? Geeky here, and today we are finally going to take off the valves, not the valves, but the top of the engine, and we're gonna finally figure out what the problem was. If it was either just the valves, and then I'm gonna try and do a full rotation and see if anything's hitting, or maybe the piston is messed up, something like that. But I'm going to show you guys what I already went ahead and did in the previous videos that you guys probably saw already. So, I already removed the top. It's just 3 bolts. It's pretty much one right here, and then one right here, obviously with the top out on the top of the valve cover. And then I removed the cam bracket up here. Not the tensioner, I was saying the tensioner in the previous video. Obviously the tensioner is on the side. But I removed that. There was this bolt right here was giving me a hard time. Really bad. It was on there all messed up, and I chewed it up probably even more, and took me like a whole day to get it off. Not a whole day, but like after I got out of work, like an hour and a half just to take it off. But right now we're gonna go ahead and finally undo the rest of the 3 bolts right here, and then take off the chain so we can go ahead and lift this up and separate it from here. And so what we are going to do right now is there is 2 bolts right here that you're gonna have to take off. But first, obviously, it's the ones on top right here. So first, let's do these 3, and these 3 on the other side. And then after that, I am going to take off the cams, and then the chain. I have it holding on by a zip tie right here just so it doesn't fall. I highly recommend that because it definitely will fall, and then you're going to have to get all this off, which I probably am going to take all this off anyways. And then you're going to take off this bolt. Then you're going to take this off, and then you're going to take these 2. This is the tensioner, and then you're going to take these off. I believe they're all like a 6mm hex or a 5. And then you're going to take these off, and then finally we should be able to slide this up. So let's go ahead and get started. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove these right here, but you're going to need to remove your air box. And to remove the air box, there's a bolt right here. It's like a 10mm. And then there's a hose right here. With a little clamp. It's just finger tight on there. So you just pull that up. And I believe that's it. Oh, the one down here. And then there's another one right here. And then that should release the little air box here. So that gives you enough room to get in here to remove the tensioner. And it's still a 5mm bolt or hex. Sorry, I keep saying. Well, I'm not used to working on all these hex, maybe because it's Suzuki. Make sure you apply enough pressure in so that when you're trying to loosen them, they don't get all chewed up on the inside, because these things are pretty delicate. Okay, so now it's going to remove the tension from the chain. So it's a 5 hex, and it's good to have one of these little magnet cup things to take out all the, after you take out all the bolts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to evenly loosen them, and you want to apply good pressure because they're going to be on there pretty tight. These ones actually are not, but usually they are. So we took off all the bolts off of these. Now we're just going to go ahead and pry up a little bit. They should come off easily, but just make sure you don't You're not resting on like the lobes or nothing like that. You need to find a good little spot. Yeah, there you go. And there's actually 4 of these little pins. Make sure you don't lose those. This one right here is the last one we have to remove. And it is the 6. Oh, thank God it didn't get screwed up. I'm gonna just keep it loose. The cam lobes here. You just pull up and it should come up. So that's the first one. Make sure you remember which side it goes to. So now this is loose. Pull this one up. Okay, that's all you gotta do. So now we got the chain hanging on there by the zip tie. So now we can loosen the bolt over here on the side all the way. Okay, so it's a 12 millimeter. Like I said, there's 4 bolts. One right here, one right here, one right here, and one right here. We don't need to take off the buckets or anything like that off of the valves, because we're gonna just tear it all down. Okay, I just want to break it loose a little bit. Make sure you're pressing down hard because you don't want these to get messed up. Really don't like that noise. It sounds horrible. Now that we broke the top 4 free, there's 2 more bolts right here that we're going to loosen just a little bit. There's that one. Then we're going to take these off. We are also going to remove this whole casing, but that's going to be a little bit later on. Also, what we need to do is remove this, where the thermostat is at. There's going to be 2 bolts. Everything is taken off to remove the head now. I needed to remove this right cover to get out that hex bit that I dropped off trying to unscrew that bolt that was stripped. But also, one thing I forgot to tell you guys is there's a little bar right here, basically like a motor mount, and it has 1 bolt to the top of the head, and you need to take that off in order to basically pull up everything. Obviously, you want to undo the carburetor, the thermostat upper radiator hose over here. You don't have to undo the lower one, but I would recommend like draining out the coolant, draining out the oil. So now we're to the point to where we can go ahead and take this off. And I still have the timing chain wrapped right here, but I do have a zip tie handy, so when I lift it up, I'm going to take the bolt out so the chain doesn't fall down, but either way, we have it all the way taken out anyways. So now we're going to lift up and see how easy it came off now. The only thing that's there is the timing chain. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so see how easy it came up now. The only thing we have left is the timing chain here. So And you want to be careful because of the tensioner as well. Trying to get a good hang of the timing chain. Okay, so that's off. Pulling it right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to zip it back up to here. This is where it's good to have good buddies of yours around. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit. And there we are. Okay, now we should be able to just pull this up carefully. And voila, it is off. So there we are. Okay, you guys, we're down to basically the end result, and I just want to check out the bottom of the valves. And I mean, they don't look bad. They look like they're sitting pretty good. So I don't know what else it could be. It probably is going to end up being that the clutch over there on the side for the starter. But I mean, we do need to shim the valves anyways, so we might go ahead and do that out. But there she is, you guys. It's out. I'm trying to look at the inside of the piston. To make sure everything's in there pretty good. Those side walls don't even look that bad. But it's kind of like that type of thing where... Oh, actually, you know what? Oh my god, the valves were hitting. Okay, you guys. So what the weird thing is, finally we got it off. And now the bottom is moving nicely. But check this out. I don't know how I missed this. Look, right here, right here, right here, and right here. Those are messed up. I don't know if the valves are bent, but they're definitely sticking out way too much. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it's... Okay, so I'm pretty sure the valves were hitting now. I mean, it's pretty hard to tell, but yeah, the bottom ones were definitely seating way lower, and these ones are like right on the edge. So yeah, once it got to the point where it was pretty much almost top dead center, I guess, that's where it was failing, and the what are they? The intake valves, the bigger ones, they were definitely hitting. I don't know if they're toast or bent, but I guess that's gonna be the next segment of the video, you guys. Okay, you guys, so basically we got the top off, and what we ended up figuring out is that there's nothing wrong with the starter, clutch, or anything else. Basically, it's the valves. I believe the intake valves is they were barely tapping the piston. It didn't look like it was doing too much damage. I basically got it to the point where it did very, very little damage, I think. I'm still going to research because I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to double check. And then if anything, we're probably going to do a whole valve job on it. If not, maybe just shim it. But I think at this point, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to just shim it. It's probably not going to last very long. But that's probably going to be it for today, you guys. Now I'm going to go ahead and research and do some ordering of parts to figure out what I need. I'm not 100% sure. Like I said, I'm not a professional. This is literally my first like quad engine rebuild pretty much that I'm going to do. But yeah, so hopefully you guys learn from my mistakes, and hopefully I helped you guys out at least a little bit, answer some of your questions on how to do this, or how you did this, or what bolts to take apart, what size they are, and everything like that. So I hope I helped you guys, and don't worry, there's going to be plenty more videos on this quad. We definitely are going to get it running, no doubt about that. So there's plenty of videos coming on it, and hopefully by like next week, next Saturday. It is Saturday, so yesterday I worked on it, the day before I worked on it, the day before I worked on it when I got out of work. So hopefully by next Saturday we will have parts, and we can get this thing rolling by that same day. Hopefully, that's a long shot, but hopefully by that same day, if not by Sunday, so that we can definitely go out riding, you guys. So I'll catch you guys on the next video when parts come in. Peace.